Yo, it's Crow, and we talked about this story roughly, I don't know, like a week ago, I want to say, about how Amber Heard had went to the judge, well, not the judge in her trial, but a different judge, and had accused a juror of being like a fraud, like a fake juror. And I guess the issue is that at the place of residence, there are two people who have the exact same name, father, son, is what I'm imagining, and they have different birth dates. The birth date of the person that they summoned was in 55. The guy that showed up was born in 75. That's the long and short of it. Now, to me, I didn't think it was all that much of a big deal because what's that term? Voir dire. The opposing counsel, they have every opportunity to, I don't want to say interview the jury, but they have the ability to question the jury, which I believe that they did, and they accepted everybody who was there. So, yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation, but it seems like it could just be a simple mistake. And I don't think it's enough to get her. I mean, yeah. Okay. Let me read through this thread. The Depp Heard verdict remains safe and sound despite a leaked court filing making further allegations against a juror. Amber Heard's claim that juror 15 is an imposter is sus. See this thread. So yeah, I mean, let's go through the thread. I don't think that there is anything here. Honestly, like I said, we talked about this a week ago, but somebody leaked something to Deadline. Deadline ran this headline. I don't think it's because, oh, they're Amber Heard supporters. Maybe. I have no idea. I think it's just about clickbaiting people and getting attention. But let's see. The Deadline headline that the verdict is in chaos is sensational. Yeah, that's true. The court has not addressed the fake juror allegation. There is no legal merit to the claim. The July 8 court filing was leaked to Deadline. The document does not appear on the court's website, so how did Deadline get it? Probably, I mean, yeah, look, we know Heard's legal team absolutely tries to manipulate media into her favor, but the problem is she's just so unlikable, it never plays well. The new filing says the jury summons was sent to a house where two people live and have the same name. One born in 1945 and the other in 1970, probably father and son. The summons was for the elder, but the younger mistakenly reported for jury service. Simple mistake, right? I mean, you can see here, right? They even say date of birth 1945, date of birth 1970. Everything's redacted, which is good. But let's see here. Date of birth of blank, 1945, residing in blank, Virginia. This means the individual would have been 77 years old at the time of trial. The attached voter registration information lists two individuals with the last name residing in blank. Yeah, the 52-year-old appeared. I mean, the thing is, I could kind of understand the argument had they not done the voir dire on the jury. Had this have been like a completely random person, different name, doesn't live there, like then you have something, right? But this seems like, a jury summons went to the house. One person thought it was theirs because same name, and I don't think that they thought that their 77-year-old father would be summoned. Kind of silly when you think about it. But yeah, Amber's attorney demands a new trial and blames the judge for not catching the error, citing Virginia Code, requiring verification by the court of an individual's identity before jury service. Mr. Depp would be incorrect in contending Miss Heard somehow waived this argument by not raising it during voir dire. Yeah, right? Because that's when you quit. Not only were the voir dire questions rolled on in advance and the parties limited to those questions during voir dire, but the responsibility to ensure that the potential jurors participating in voir dire are the ones listed on the jury panel rests with those individuals and the court. Due process entitles litigants such as Miss Heard to rely on the basic assurance that potential jurors are who they say they are. And here's your problem. He is who he says he is. That was his name. I understand the birth date and everything. I understand it was intended probably for his father, but man, this. Well, I'll put it like this: if this actually does work, it's not going to play well for Amber Heard in any way, shape, or form, because it's going to look like she got a well-earned verdict against her overturned based on what essentially amounts to a clerical error. That is going to outrage and piss everybody off. And for a woman who has literally no prospects outside of a book that I can't imagine anyone wants to buy, well, we'll see how that plays out. Again, I don't think this is going anywhere. But in the motion to dismiss filed July 1st, 2022, the same attorney acknowledged that Virginia Code blank says errors in the juror info are to be disregarded, and the parties in the case shall be responsible for verifying the accuracy. God damn, you serious? This Heard recognized the Virginia Code states that any error in the information shown on blank, the jury panel, should not be grounds for a mistrial or assignable as... Yeah. All right, so let's see. Highlight the... Any error in the information shown on such copy, the jury panel shall not be grounds for mistrial or assignable as error on appeal, and the parties in the case shall be responsible for verifying the accuracy of such information. So, I mean, the Virginia Code does seem like it puts it right back onto the attorneys, and I don't know how well it's going to play if, you know, they're essentially blaming the judge in the case, but... Amber's attorney admitted to having a list of potential jurors that showed juror 15's birth year as 1945 before jury selection. Amber Heard's attorney failed to object even though the age discrepancy was clear, objecting... Oh, seriously? A court should conduct an investigation of juror number 15 whether jury service was proper and due service was protected. The court should investigate whether juror 15 properly served on the jury. On the juror panel list sent to counsel for voir dire, the court noted that the individual who would later be designated juror 15 had a birth year of 1945. Juror 15, however, was clearly born. So they knew. So they knew, and they were okay with it. Then they lost, and they tried to use it. Man, wow. Okay, all right. Okay. Amber's false narrative is that someone snuck onto the jury to spend 6 weeks of his life to rule against Amber, while the person who was supposed to report for jury duty would have... Yeah, I mean, dude, like, that is fucking hell, man. First off, give that a like, give that a retweet. Yeah, well, guys, let me know what you think, because I really feel if this actually is successful, it's only going to make the public backlash so much worse, because more than anything, right, you know, people really don't like domestic abusers. People don't like people that harm kids, right? Those are like the worst things you can be. But now imagine you're a domestic abuser who also cheats the system to get away with it.